Hey there, dice enthusiasts! Welcome to the second video in our Backgammon Dice series. This is part 2, Basic Play and Scored and Tournament Play. If you haven't watched part 1, there's a link below so you can understand the mechanics and simple gameplay. Here we go! We'll look at some examples, including how to use the special sides of the dice, the scoring system, optional center icon scoring, and tournament rules. First, let's talk about using the special sides on the pawn dice. Each pawn die has 3 regular sides and 3 special sides: half, switch, and double. The half side allows your pawn to move only half the rolled amount, rounding up when needed. The switch side allows you to switch places with an opponent's pawn or one of your own, but you still need to make a valid move after switching. The double side lets you move twice the number rolled, so you must be able to land on each space along the way. As you can imagine, these special sides are really powerful, so how do we get them into the game? When captured pawn dice are redeemed, you roll them with the movement dice on your turn. The side that shows on your pawn die after rolling is what you'll use for that pawn, and you've got a 50-50 chance of getting a special side. Here's a few quick examples of redeeming dice and using the special sides. In the turn you've been watching, Blue had 2 dice to redeem, rolled double 4s, which is like having 4 4s, redeems the 2 dice on space 4, and still has 2 4s to go. Blue rolled 2 special side dice on that turn, but if you want a bit of randomness right from the start, you can roll all your pawn dice before placing them on the board. Next up is scored play. The goal here isn't just to bear off your pawn dice first. In scored play, you win by having the lowest total score when bearing off. Each time you bear off a pawn die, you earn points based upon what space your pawn die was on when bearing off. Here Blue rolls a 6 and bears off on space 6 for 6 points. So it's not enough to simply bear off quickly. You need to be strategic. Sometimes bearing off a high value die isn't the best move if you want to keep your score low. Here Green rolls a 3 and bears off for 3 points. Let's zoom ahead to the final turn. We'll tally up points at the end. Blue bears off first with a 2, but scored play is not about bearing off first, it's about having the lowest score. Let's see how we did. Blue ends up with 13 points, while Green wins this round with 11. Now let's talk about optional center icon scoring. This adds a deeper level of strategy to each decision. Each pawn die has a center icon, either plus, 0, or minus. When bearing off, these icons will affect your score. A negative icon takes away a point, a plus icon adds a point, and a 0 keeps your bearing off score the same. Watch as the center icons affect the bearing off score of each of the pawn dice. Remember, you get a chance to roll again when you redeem a captured die. Here's the current score so far, with Blue at 6 and Green at 8. The last thing to cover is tournament scoring. Players agree to a certain number of tournament points for the game. 5's a good start. Each round there are 2 tournament points up for grabs. 1 point goes to the player who bears off all of their dice first, and another point goes to the player with the lowest bearing off score. This means that just bearing off quickly isn't going to cut it. You're going to have to use careful strategy to win both tournament points and eventually the game. In this case, Blue wins a point for bearing off first, and Green wins a point for getting the lowest score. So that's it. I hope you find these instructions helpful. You can review the instructions in the PDF document linked below. Check out part 1 if you haven't already. And check out our other pocket games, including Flip Chess, linked here. And thanks for watching! Like and subscribe!